as individuals, and one of such is dyslexia. And today I'll be talking about dyslexia, which is a learning condition or disorder that actually limits one person from getting to relate with words and also speech sound. And I'll be speaking with Rosalin Abigail Kyere-Nartey, who is a hospitality consultant and also doubles as a founder of African Dyslexia. So welcome.
Thank you so
much. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's amazing having you here. Dyslexia, what is it? What does it entail? Okay. What is it at all?
Dyslexia is a Greek word which basically means difficult, and it's a learning disorder that is associated with people finding difficult in recognizing sounds in words, being able to accurately decode them, and also even sometimes speak them. You can identify it from children to adults at all ages. So in school is where you're looking at students who you're teaching them how to read, spell, and write, but it's always difficult, and such students will end up being considered as maybe not intelligent. And low performance and all that. But it doesn't mean that such students are not intelligent. It just means that their brain is wired in a way that they learn in different patterns. And so if you do recognize most of our schooling, especially here in Ghana, there is almost one-way method of teaching when you go to the class.
That's true.
And so they are teaching and assuming everybody is on the same level, and so everybody should be able to absorb it. But imagine if you find a child like me in your class, where growing up was like, you're very stupid, you're dumb, you're lazy. Those words were kind of said to you, where you do dictations and you get it zero. You do mentals every morning and they go around 5 times and you receive lashes 5 times. And your parents will even be complaining because you are disappointing them, and everybody think that you are just a lazy person because they teach you and you don't just get it.
So are you saying that you've been in this condition? Like, are you one of them?
I'm dyslexic. Unfortunately for me, I discovered to be having dyslexia just 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
3 years ago. So what that means is that I have suffered throughout my education, throughout my life, without knowing exactly the cause of my inability to really process words, write fluently like my mates in schools would do.
Why did it take you so long to actually get to know this? Because it's like you are just getting to know that you have this condition. Okay,
so when it comes to dyslexia, then you say that I'm a lay person, so then I don't know. I expect people, for instance, in education institutions to be able to know what dyslexia is about.
That's true.
But it will shock you that since my work began recently, I have met tons levels of people in education who don't even know about dyslexia.
It's true, because it's more or less like someone like me is getting to know about this. So I'm actually wondering, like, the number of people that are actually been affected by this.
So it is estimated globally that at least 1 in 5 people you meet may be dyslexic, and also estimated that between 15 to 20% of every population nation-wise may be dyslexic. And if that is so, then if you taking into account Ghana being around 33 million people, then you're estimating, even if it's 10% of 33 million people, then it can tell you how many people that may be potential dyslexic and they don't even know. And so when it comes into our schools, we are losing a lot of talents because we sideline these people and say that these people are non-performers just because their ability to perform in school is not up to the standard of what society have kind of classified. And so taking back to my story, when I was going through school and repeating class all the time because I wasn't performing, and the notable one that was really sad in my life, and it's still sad to today when I remember, is when I was in JHS and I was 17 turning 18. And you do know that at that age I should rather be going to like finishing high school. And it got to this page where my parents were like, you just have to finish JHS. And then the school was like, well, we cannot register her as part of the candidate to write for the BC. Why? Because she maintains our BC results. And so they advised, if my parents think that I'm getting late in school, then maybe we should go somewhere else and register me for the BCA.
Wow. So you have decided to take up this whole campaign where you came up with the African Dyslexia Foundation. What brought you to, or what incited you into forming that kind of thing?
It's all because of finding out 3 years ago to be dyslexic. So I had to go through that run from that GSS moment, right somewhere, go to a vocational school where people were laughing like, oh, she ended up going to a vocational school, and that, oh, she won't amount to anything. But everybody forgot that that was actually the experience I needed. Going to the vocational school kind of gave me that pathway where now is the moment where once in my life I'm learning something that is hands-on and practical. So if you remember, I kept saying that everybody have ways of learning. So for me, I learn in pictures. I want to see pictures with the things you are teaching me. So if I just sit in the class and you come and you just speaking to me and asking me to read these black and white pages of paper, it won't go. I need to do something with my hand. I need to see it. So that started making me to kind of pick up. And luckily for me, I was able to go through school. Then I went to the university and I even have my master's degree at the end of the day.
Wow, great.
Thank you. But 3 years ago, when I happened to find out that I'm actually dyslexic and all this suffering has been dyslexia, then I was like, no, I wasn't the only one in class who was not performing. As a matter of fact, when I asked about some of my mates who were like me at that time, were in the same box, they would do the chromatin, our books and everything. I asked about that and they'll be like, oh yeah, this girl, she's in a village somewhere and she has like 5 kids and she doesn't have any life. Oh, this boy, she's a mate somewhere or in church.
It has actually affected them a whole lot.
Exactly. So I was like, no, I was just lucky by a slim chance that somebody told me that you are very good and you're good to do culinary, and that's where I went into catering. And then now I'm a global hospitality consultant in this. These people could have even been more than me, but they didn't get the opportunity. So this is where we have to start kind of raising awareness. And coming back, I kind of interviewed a couple of people who I need education. I'm like, do you know learning this there's a disability called dyslexia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, dysgraphia and all that, and they don't know.
No. So you just mentioned dyslexia, dyscalculia and all those things.
Yeah.
Are they also part of this particular disorder that we are talking about?
So
they have types of dyslexia.
We have types of learning disabilities or disorders, and dyslexia is one of them, and it's also the major of them. We have dyscalculia, which has to do with maths. There's somebody, you teach them maths and they will never get it. But it's not like they will never get it, it's because of the wrong method. You are teaching them what.
That means you're not actually relating it to how they can actually take it.
Yes. And dyspraxia is processing of information and all that. And then dysgraphia has to do with handwriting. Terribly handwriting. But there are ways in which we are teaching. So what I'm saying is that one size of learning does not fit all. And so our education institution needs to kind of really look at the method of teaching children, the method of teaching people, to really make them
and to meet up with them.
And that's what the message we are taking out there. And also telling people, even parents, because I am dealing with parents who are kind of like, I have 4 children, everybody is good, but this one is not good. And I'm beating them. What do you think happens to that person? For me, everything that happened in my childhood, I'm still dealing with it to date, because they said words that were very uncomfortable to me. Words like you're lazy, you are stupid, you are dumb. And so it got to a moment where you accepted that, oh, you are. And so even things that you're really good at, even in this adult moment, they call you and you're like, can I really go and pull it off? All because you've heard you are wrong for so long. And that has to do, like, it destroys you. So just imagine your child. As a mother, as a father in the house, this child is not performing because you're paying some sort of school fees. You're not paying attention to even identify, if my child is not even performing in school, what really is my child problem, or what is he good at? What else can my child do? And we are not paying attention, but we're focusing on this. And also, when it comes to the education institution, teachers are expecting to, I understand teaching children, teaching people is hard. But then that is why it's also a passion. Be there for a child. Try to understand a child and relate and see what they are interested. There are children that can only learn when you put their lesson in singing, in songs.
It's true.
For them. Or I have a child who will learn only when he's running around, playing. I have somebody who will probably learn when you go and sit by maybe a beach side or a river side and just be surrounded by nature. But we are lacking that.
More or less like you're confined to just the classroom.
It's not even just the classroom, but just the classroom and just the one style of teaching.
So right now, how do you link this? You have come out with an organization just to tackle this particular problem. How are you linking the educational sector so that such that they get to know about this dyslexia and also factor that into our teaching and all that?
Thank you. So with Africa Dyslexia Organization, our mandate is to champion awareness, advocacy, and also give support to people with dyslexia. So when it comes to awareness, it's like this platform you have given us to kind of amplify the awareness to a lot of audience for them to at least know about it. And when it comes to the advocacy, we've started to kind of make ways into the Ministry of Education, the GES, and really getting them to understand. We do recognize that. I look at the 2013 education policy and I know that we're key on inclusive education, but I also realized that it was particularly focused on physical disabilities. So then physical disabilities are really recognized. And I love how we have all embraced something like autism. We have embraced it and really given support and all that. But what it is difficult when it comes to the hidden disabilities like dyslexia, dyscalculia and all that, it's hidden. And so look at me when I tell you that, oh, I have a disability, and then you ask me what is the disability? I'm like, dyslexia. What is that?
How did you even come this far?
How did you come this far and all that? And so people are not recognizing it, but they are also the hidden things are the most dangerous ones, because that will make you lose a lot of people. So with the policy makers, we hoping to engage them and really let them know that this is real. And when it comes to the population size of it, it's high. And therefore we need to do something about it. We can do it. The advantage Ghana has is because we have teachers training college. We train majority of our teachers who are into education. So we have an opportunity there that I'm not asking that every teacher should become a special teacher, teaching people with dyslexia and the autisms and all that. But at least every teacher must have a training in all learning differences.
That's true.
And be able to spontaneously spot a child who may be struggling, and then can really advise and give that person to a teacher who is passionate and has taken upon them that I am a special educator.
Okay.
So at least one school should have a special educator in every school. Another thing that we lack in Ghana here is even where to do assessments, because before you can tell somebody that you have dyslexia, you need to conduct assessments. And to be honest with you, I have people in the northern region right now who are looking to take assessments for their children to determine their children's strength and all that. But we are not getting, and I'm asking them, come to Accra. Why would somebody have to come from the northern region to Accra for assessment? And even in the assessment center here in Accra, it's not in a very good state.
Let me just chip in. What actually caused this dyslexia kind of a situation?
Okay, so
what is the cause?
It basically has to do with like the brain pattern.
Okay.
So its typical cause has not been detected, but we do know that it is something that is a neurobiological. Okay, so it has to do with the brain and how the brain is formed to be able to process information, to separate sound from the words that the children, because you know every letter has a sound in them. So that's where it becomes very difficult. It is hereditary. You can also acquire it. Yeah, you can also acquire it. However, it's not curable. But
it's not curable.
You can't cure it because it's not like a disease. It's just a learning difficulties, saying that I have a different way of studying. So that means
you then have to come my way. Find ways
to kind of manage it, and that is how it is. In this world, we have a lot of people who are dyslexic, and even in Ghana here, when it comes to globally, we are looking at Richard Branson of Virgin Atlantic. You're looking at Leonardo da Vinci, Albert Einstein, Whoopi Goldberg. Like, it's endless. And then in Ghana here,
people that have also made it.
These are people who are millionaires, inventors, philosophers, actors, a lot of people. And in Ghana here, we have people like Danta Amwating. You all know her. We have Duncan William. There is actually a video where he said himself that I'm dyslexic, and was talking about how his struggle was when he even started pastoral work. We have someone like Nana Kwao Ansa, which is Gifty Auntie's husband. So we have all these people, Ochiami Kwame. But look at how talented these people are. And if it wasn't by slim chance that they got, then they would have lost their gifts.
So how are you bringing this your organization to actually solve all this? How?
It's through the awareness creation. For instance, this month is Dyslexia Awareness Month, and together with Dyslexia Ghana, we started from the 5th and have been raising awareness. We did an event at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel where we had a small stakeholder launch or forum to talk about dyslexia and really give insight into things. We had people from the Ministry of Education, the GES, who were all parents as well. Moving forward, we've just been doing media outreach, hosting conversation live on Facebook and YouTube. 30th and 31st is our maiden training for teachers and parents, and because of the COVID, we're doing it via Zoom, where we're teaching parents the overview and teachers the overview of dyslexia, how to support a child with dyslexia, and even the strength of dyslexic people, so that teachers will be able to kind of have an idea of what really this is and can take something back. So we encouraging teachers and parents out there. It's going to be via Zoom, unfortunately, but from next year we'll do a lot of physical events. They can be in touch with us, sign up for the program. We have resource people coming from Nigeria, Canada, the US, Mozambique, and also England.
That means you've really gone far. You've really gone far with it. Yeah. So can you put up your contact in case somebody who is at home watching might like to get in touch with you?
Okay, they can contact me on 0243
53
55 53 0243 53 or go to send an email to info@africadyslexia.org. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and my name Rosalin Abigail Kyere-Nartey. I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook. I'm very responsive, so they can also contact me and know more information about the training. But I hope if you're parents and if you are a teacher or a school owner, like anybody who is passionate about education,
more or less like everybody at one point has one or two disorder.
Exactly. And you may think that you don't have somebody who, I don't have anybody, all my family are shabrains and all that. But still, you should be, because we know that it takes a village to raise a child, and somebody doesn't have to be your child. But when you have the knowledge, that is where you're able to share and tell somebody that I have heard about this, and I think your child may be dyslexic. So we encouraging everybody, just contact us. 30th to the 31st is going to be very intensive training. We're going to issue certificates and it's free.
Okay.
So just get.
They don't really have to pay anything.
No, they don't really have to pay anything to be part of it, and we are here. Give us your platforms to amplify it more.
You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Any departing comment?
My departing comment, I would say, is, and this goes to everyone, but especially the people in the higher position, that as we working towards like the achievements of the SDGs, we're focusing on the SDG Goal 4 and Goal 10, which is quality of education and inclusion. And then the Goal 10 is reduce inequalities. They should know that there are hidden disabilities, which is dyslexia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, and dysgraphia. And as we're working towards that, then we should look at how we distribute educational resources, training of our teachers, giving them resources, and making the school environment very inclusiveness, and together we can achieve that.
Great. We are very grateful and we are very excited having you here. We wish we could have more discussion on this particular topic. I think it's something that almost every parent, or everyone, not only parents, can actually relate to at one point in time, and we are very grateful having you here. So we've been talking about dyslexia with Rosalin Abigail Kyere-Nartey, and we are very grateful having you here. Stay with us, don't go back. George Sapo will be taking you through other segments of the Breakfast Show. Thank you. My name is Humo Kusum Al Hassan.